So I just set up one of these breeder boxes with an uplift tube that goes from a 3D printed egg trap. So I just ran it through the back, crazy glued the back of it to seal it, and now it's just pulling up the water into here. So hopefully if they lay eggs in there, we can catch them and suck them up into here. We'll see how it works. So these are my pea puffers. They're probably terrified right now because I've been in and out of their tank. I just threw a whole bunch of bladder snails in there. Give them some live food to eat. I feed them brine shrimp, heavy. So we'll see. I'm sure you can see some float around in there. There's quite a glare in here. Sorry about that, guys. But these guys are probably terrified. I don't know if this moss will be good enough with all this greenery down here, if they'll actually go and breed in this. I'm probably gonna have to monitor it. Worst comes to worst, if this does not work and that's too small of a platform for them to breed on, I'm gonna pull this whole thing out. I'll use it somewhere else for a different kind of fish. And then I'll just put probably some sort of Rubbermaid or like a Tupperware kind of thing in there with a spawning mop in the middle of it, and hopefully they go inside and breed in it. But hopefully we can get these little pea puffers breeding pretty quick. Or you can see one back there just sticking his head out. What are you doing, Dad? I'm just hiding. I think they like this tall grass. They kind of weave in and out of it. They're actually really hard to find. When I was trying to catch them upstairs to put them in a little container to bring them down, they were all in that stuff. It was damn near impossible to see them with their camouflage. It was almost perfect. I'm sure they just love this tank. A little bit of floaters on top, just some water wisteria, a bunch of roots, sticks, some rocks. Yeah, I thought they would kind of like that. We got fans here, just watching. How beautiful this one is. We call him Lucky because he was the only one that survived out of the first batch that came out. Just gorgeous. Just this white with stripes. I don't like the camera, but like golden stripes. Pretty amazing. I think we're gonna keep him. Out of all the other ones, will probably get sold, but I'm gonna put him upstairs in my big tank. Got a 110 gallon upstairs full of really cool fish. I'll take you guys up there at some point and show you around, but just want to get this all set up down here. You can see we threw in zucchini down here, and the plecos have been going at it. Also, I've been using it as a snail trap and then just dumping them up top in the puffer tanks. I got Amazon puffers upstairs, and then I've got these pea puffers, and they both love that. So some honeycomb plecos, some of them super red bristle nose. Hopefully we can get these guys breeding and out to everybody. And then just a couple interesting things in here. Thought I'd show you around. So in here were the baby Rychovi killifish, the Northobranchius killifish. So I noticed that some of see the one coming up, it's kind of a light color, then the one in the back is a dark color. I wonder if that's like a dimorphism or whatever of the, maybe that's probably not the right word, let's be honest here. But I wonder if that's like males and females or something like that. They are from the same batch of babies. The females are always a little bit darker, and then the males color right up. So I don't know, we got 7 of them out of that last batch that we re-wet the dirt. So we'll see how it comes out. We got a bunch of super red bristlenose plecos. If you're looking back on some of my videos, I prematurely pulled some of the eggs, and then I had to go away for work. and I put them in here so the shrimp would take care of them, and they did a really good job because here they are. I think I've already talked about this in one of my videos, but they're growing up nicely. Still haven't seen anything from the hill stream loaches. Still trying to get these guys, they're my cories, up to breeding size. I think the punctatus cories are almost there. I threw in a couple little guppies just as dither fish, trying to make these guys a little bit more comfortable. We'll see how that goes. I might end up having to pull them out, but I don't really have a fish that'll swim at the top right now, like no endlers or anything like that. So I'm gonna maybe try to find something. The problem is I've been doing cold water changes in here, and anything I do have that swims at the top, I don't want to do a big cold water change and end up murdering the fish with the cold water. So I know the guppies can take it, they're totally fine, but yeah, I don't have anything else. I have a couple of the rainbow fish, but I think the cold would kill them and I don't really want to lose them. So we'll see. And then this guy's for sale if anybody wants him. He's just stunning. Got a bit of a weird lip. But he is an old male that I used to breed's son. He's the last one left. But he's kind of a dick. He went and attacked a bunch of fish upstairs. I put him in the main tank so he can enjoy the rest of his life, and so we can check him out because he's just stunning, but he's not a very nice fish. He attacks everybody in every single tank that he goes in. So if anybody wants him, he's for sale. Here's the, they're breeding right now. So that's the little dance that I always talk about. It's kind of funny. They're not even at full size yet. These guys are maybe halfway there and they're already breeding. So these are the orange lyre-tailed killifish. See, you'll herd her into the, battle. Oh man, you guys are funny. Okay, so I wanted to show you something cool. So, I had a bunch of like some little bonsai trees and stuff that my girlfriend had, and we just never did anything with them. Like it came in a little packet with seeds and this whole thing. And then I actually ended up getting some sensitive plant. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before. So you touch the plant and it actually folds up almost instantly. It's a very interesting looking plant. I'm thinking about putting it around the fish room. So I ended up planting it, germinating the seeds, and then yeah, so this is what came of it. I also had an orchid someone bought me, but it died because when I went away for work, just wasn't getting enough water. I was gone for quite a period of time. But so these are the there's a Norway spruce tree, there's a Rocky Mountain pine, Royal Pinotiana, and blue jaranda. But here's a sensitive plant. They're actually grown out, which is pretty awesome. Just want to check if this is, it's decently wet. Could use another spray. Yeah, that's wet. Give it one more spray go. This cocoa coir always dries out quite a bit. Really got to stay on top of that if I'm expecting any of these things to actually grow. That's why I put it in here. Girlfriend's like, where are you going to put these things? I'm like, well, we kind of have like the best setup for growing plants available. Well, probably not available, but you know what I mean. It's kind of set up perfectly for growing. Might as well use it. We ended up buying these. So these are Marina T8 grow lights. They're highly recommended. So we thought we would try those out. I got too many projects on the go right now, but eventually I'm going to fill these with dirt. And we got that much dirt inside. We're gonna fill them full of plants. Get a little plant. So you can see the bacopa, the rotala, and the limnifolia growing in this tub. We started it with a smaller tub on the right there, but so you can see it's growing in really well. So these are the starter tubs. We're gonna split all these plants up and put one in each one of those tubs over there. And then everything will be divided. There won't be any mixed plants. I had to grow it in here because I wasn't even sure if these were gonna take off growing immersed, but looks like we're good to go into the next set. So I don't know if you guys remember, there was a tub that I showed you in the last video about the plants, and it wasn't doing very well. It was very wet. It didn't look like it was going to take off. The plants looked like they were dying, but it turned out really nice, and now it's growing out. Sometimes it's just got to get growing and find its balance. And this is a red temple plant that's supposed to stay red at all times, but it looks like it grows pretty well immersed. So we'll get that thing into one of those tubs as well, and then hopefully once we get enough of it, we can start selling it to some of the crowd around us here, some of the locals. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is test in these smaller tubs, and then once they're growing and well, I can cut out of this and move it into the bigger tub. So looks like this other plant's actually doing all right. It's sprouting new leaves as well. I'm still pretty new to this whole immersed growing plants thing, but it seems to be doing really well, and it doesn't take my plants very long to readjust once I put them back in the water. I've used some of my own plants in some of my tanks, and they've turned out growing really quickly actually, and they're already healthy when they go in. So I think it's a new method that I'm going to keep on with, and hopefully I can produce enough that everybody locally can buy off me, and maybe at some point we'll change the whole garage into a aquarium grow room and start selling them to everybody. So this was the original starting tub, and we pretty much threw a bunch of stems in there, just laid them flat across the ground, and then they all started growing up. So this is definitely a solid method to propagating your plants, guys. If you have extra plants just laying around or some dead ones floating at the top, throw them into a tub like this and watch them grow out. I think it's a solid method to reproduce your plants. So this is the Lidwigia coin plant, and this, I don't even know, some kind of ditch weed that I found in the creek next door, and cropped it in. Seems to have grown pretty well. It actually grows really nicely once it starts growing together. Multiple shoots come out of the ground. Kind of reminds me of like a pearlweed kind of idea. It's a little bit more spread out in between the leaves though, but once it bunches up together, it actually looks pretty nice. But the rest of the tub there has Lidwigia in it, and the Lidwigia, when I had it in the tank, was a little bit more red. I don't know why, with all the CO2 it's not growing as red. Usually if a plant has red, CO2 really helps it stay that color, but it's gone fully green in this tub, but that's okay. And then you can see the coin plant there. I was just propagating it. This is just a good way of letting it spread. It's growing very healthy. So I'm gonna take all these plants now and split them up, and we're gonna put them into some big tubs once they've grown out a little bit more, so we can get enough to actually be able to sell these out to people. So in this tub we put about 150 random eggs that were pulled out of my community tank on the right there. It might have, I'm almost 100% sure most of these are blue steel killifish and red striped killifish, but I'm sure some of the pygmy cories have been breeding as well in there. I'm hoping that they are laying in the mops and then I'm pulling them out. Also there's a couple other fish in there, like rainbow gertrudes. They're probably breeding in there as well, so I'm hoping I get some of those eggs. But so if you look close, there is black specks that are all fish eggs that are going to hatch soon, about probably 5, maybe 7 more days, and I should start getting fry popping out of this. There was quite a bit of eggs, I think close to 150 I pulled out of multiple days. So we're just gonna let them hatch out, start pulling babies out of there. I've gotten pretty good at seeing which babies are what. They all swim a little differently and body shapes. So here's my boy Big Red. He is a koi beta, very beautiful. You can see his marks when he comes around. They're orange, black, and red, and he's got a big blue stripe on his back. We're gonna breed them soon. I have a female koi that's upstairs. We're gonna use this plastic 2-liter bottle that I cut. We're gonna put that inside. We're gonna put her in it, and we're gonna leave them like that for a couple, I don't know, a day or two, waiting for him to make his bubble nest. And once he makes his bubble nest, then we will remove this and let them breed. So that is the plan. See how that goes, so stay tuned. I'll make a video about that as well, so everybody gets to see how we did that. Hopefully it works out. It'd be my first beta breeding project. I've never done it before. Okay, so this is my 55-gallon guppy pond. So we've been breeding a couple different types of guppies in here, and we just kind of threw them in here. They were in a Rubbermaid tub for the longest time, and we bought a pair of Japanese blue swordtail guppies, threw them in, and then as I was moving fish around the room, you know, you start throwing different things in, and now we're starting, I don't know if you can see that, we're starting to get these red tail, which like I didn't have anything with red tail, but all of a sudden, all these red tail guppies are coming out. I don't know if I can get a picture of one here or a video of one. They went away. But you can see all the interbreeding. Like, my plan for this tank is to kind of, I think I'm going to take some of the adults to the store and just get rid of them, and just keep a breeding stock for the longest time of whatever's in here, and whatever comes out of it in the end, maybe we'll call it our own strain or something. I thought that would be kind of funny, but see how that goes. They might just get weirder and weirder, and maybe we'll just pull them all out and then selectively pick out which ones we want to keep. Also, summer is coming. I think I want to try some outdoor tubs this year. So we had these left over from moving. So I might set those up outside and see how it goes. Maybe get some guppies in there. I got some minnows I want to breed, and some other things. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna make a whole episode on that. And then also we're gonna go, we found a spot where we found some pond loaches or something. There's some kind of loach. They're actually a really cool fish. So we're talking about going to get a bunch of those. So we'll do like an outdoor hunt this year. That'll be one of the episodes. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, I'm still doing that water change system. So I got a bunch of the pipe. I got to move all this scrap wood. So I'm going to use that pipe. So there's the water tap, and I have to bring it down across here. I got to core a hole through here, tap into the hot water. I'm going to get a mixer coming down the wall. It's going to run along here. A bunch of cleanup to do. It's going to go up this wall, mix here, up and over, and then down here is somewhere where I'm probably going to stop it, and then it'll go up into the tanks from there. Because the way we're going to do this water system is it's going to be a filling water system, and then you're going to be able to switch it over and drain the tanks. So we start out by pushing water through. It'll put everything under siphon, and then you turn that off, turn the others shut off on, and let it drain till pretty much it can't anymore. And then once that's done, you can leave for that period of time, come back, turn it back on, and let it fill. So it's gonna be a bit of screwing around, try to get it all figured out, but I think I can get it all tuned in and working properly. I think they're like their little setup I made here. So this is that little mat setup. So I weaved a bunch of yarn through a mat, like one of those knitting mats, and then put it at the bottom with a couple rocks swaying it down. And they've been swimming in and out of it. I hope they're breeding. She does look like she's quite a bit more chunky than when I first got her. So we'll see. Same with her. They've definitely settled down a lot. They're not as scared as before, so they're getting more comfortable. Hopefully we get them breeding. So this is my little Amazon puffer. He's the smallest guy out of the group. This is a really bad angle, but he likes hanging out back here because he feels safe. But of course, now that I'm back here, he's gonna go to the front. But we noticed his tail was really red, and he was kind of acting lethargic. I got really scared because we lost one to what we thought was a bacterial infection. So I just started dosing him with antibiotics, sorry. And then, if you're wondering why this tank is so dirty, it's because I put I'm actually getting to that. So we dosed him with antibiotics. It seemed to help the redness a bit, but it's only because later on I noticed there was something protruding out of his tail. So the thing that was protruding out of his tail, what I found out was actually anchor worms. So these things are wild and you buy them wild. The store said that they gave them the medication. Obviously they didn't give it enough because he had a full-blown parasitic infection coming out of his tail. Luckily I had Paracleanse by Fritz. So as soon as I saw that, I did a little bit of research and I found out that yes, it's a parasite. So that is why this water is so dirty. As soon as I put that in, this is, this is the 6th day I did the water change today. So it'll get better as time goes on, but his injury is doing better and it seems like the antibiotics have helped as well. He is swimming well. His tail isn't completely clamped anymore. It's still a little bit closed, which makes me wonder. But the place where the parasite was seems to have gotten a lot better. I'm not 100% sure if it's completely gone. I might have to do a second dose, but it's the thing. I don't think I'll ever buy Amazon puffers again. I think they're amazing fish. Like, they're really fun. They're super cute, but I don't know if that's the fish for me. Anyways, the lights are starting to go out in here slowly. Thought I'd wrap this up. So yeah, those are a couple of little projects that we're doing around the room. Stay tuned. Hopefully these guys get grow quick and we can show you some cool videos of them growing. Hopefully we start getting some more babies soon. Not that we have anywhere to put them, but well, where there's a will, there's a way. We'll figure it out, right? The babies for the angels are growing really well. They're getting a lot bigger, starting to get to size. Start getting their body shape a little bit. You can see the bodies starting to elongate. The bellies are coming down on them. I have a whole bunch of angelfish babies real quick. If anybody's interested, let me know. So we got some rainbow shiners as well, and trout godiads in here. The trout godiads have only, that's one of the babies. They only bred for me one time. I had 2 babies. One of them was kind of messed up. It didn't survive. It has something to do in the womb of the mom. And then these are the rainbow shiners. I think the godiads, when they get eating and get all crazy were scaring them, and they were jumping out of the tank. So I bought this polycarbonate, or whatever it's called, plastic I've been making lids out of. And then, so because I use the feeder, I always left a hole. Well, sometimes they jump out of the hole, of course. Like, make sure you have tight lids. So I've been getting this chicken wire, or plastic kind of fencing stuff for your garden, and then I'll just glue it down so the water can fall out, but the fish can't jump out. Thought that would work pretty good. Anyways, guys, kind of sucks because I like this as a pond tank. But anyways, have a great day. Oh, just to add one more thing. So we had a tank full of shrimp, but it was mixed shrimp. So we had some reds, blues, some yellows, and we ended up making a black shrimp. So now I have a tank. So we pulled out, I guess I pulled out all the blues, but some blacks survived, and they've been breeding. So now I got a whole bunch of black shrimp. So I'm just gonna breed those up. This one's kind of weird. You get all sorts of weird ones when you breed things like that. It's like see-through at the bottom, but black at the top. Very interesting. Anyways, guys, you guys have a great day.